This is the other big drum feature moment of the show that we got. That we added about halfway through the season, actually.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw some of the music early season, like because you just see like the lot videos, I
I
was
know where it's
like,
going.
I was like, all right, like they're playing really well. Are they gonna have like enough in the tank to like get them like up there at the end? And then when like I
Right.
actually saw the show in the field, I was like, all right, this makes way more
Made
sense.
way more
Like
sense.
the opportunities of exposure and like what was presented and when was presented, I was like, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah, we ended up by the end of the season having two real main moments, and we just tried to concentrate everything to those two main moments. That's kind
For
of the
sure.
feedback we were getting too. Is like, we can't go back there anymore. You got to be a little more strategic and lesson learned. We made a bunch of minor changes that ended up good by the end.
Mm-hmm. For sure. All right, let's get this bass start. Ooh. Nice.
I love the bottom bass throughout all that. Hell yeah.
You like egg beaters?
I do really like egg beaters.
I
They
too.
feel great.
I too like egg beaters.
And then this is horns coming back in here, playing off their accents. So yeah, this drum break was my attempt at the other side of the scale was I'm gonna play 8 paradiddles and paradiddles in a row on purpose, and we're gonna play a 5-lit roll into a 5-lit single, all one height type of thing. Like this was my response halfway through the summer. The feedback we're getting was like, okay, it's really intricate. Where's your other moment? So this was a response. Was like, okay, you're right. I need to have both sides of the coin.
Where's your like RAM moment, like that you
Yeah.
demonstrate?
Yeah.
You can just play some choppy stuff.
Where's your notes at?
The first time we listen to it, I don't want to be confused. That's
Right.
kind of what I was thinking of it as.
Highlighted. Think of a spot.
All those little spaces in this phrase are sweet.
Yeah, the horns are kind of doing like a stop time. You can hear it in the marimbas. They're outlining that horn part.
I will say that's probably the one moment of this book so far where I feel like I could hear the Vanguard or Paul Rennick influence. Check it out, the trading of the accents. Pause it real quick.
yeah.
Go back.
Between the flat
Because
line.
that takes me back to like the 07 like 07 book in the drum. Like, check it out. I got it. Like that's probably like the first moment in this entire thing that I felt like I can hear the influence of that on your life.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was
on
there
your life.
playing it, and at UNT and everything. I mean, I'm not trying to hide it. Like I play I write the licks that come to my head, and those are the licks I gravitate to because I'm, such a fan of his writing too. I try to always put my own little spin on it, but like at a certain point, if I write it the first time and I think it sounds really effective, you just try to leave it because you don't. When I was younger, I feel like I made things worse because I was trying not to be, a certain way. I didn't want to be in that box. Maybe my first time writing for drum corps, and then I was just like, why am I doing that? I'm making things different than I hear them in my head.
It's part of your upbringing. It's part of your education. Like it's gonna be there no matter what.
Exactly.
As hard as you try, like it's gonna come out naturally because you spent so many years playing and in that system and way of thinking. So why fight it?
I mean, everybody does that. I mean, it would be like you said, foolish to kind of like try to restrict that natural impulse. Because even when we were talking with Scott Johnson or Mike McIntosh, they're like throwing odes to like stuff they did with like Tom Float, or like I know the Colts had like the Thurston Lick and stuff, and they're like, those things are just kind of like like why am I gonna fight it? This is what I want to hear.
It works. It's cool. Why not?
But I will say like that's kind of like a lot of the book feels fresh and like its own style. But then obviously like your experience is your experience. Like I played for Lee for 2 summers, so I'm sure if I wrote a book, there would be some things in there. It's like, all right, we're gonna play some 9-lits in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably some 9-lits be in there from time to time.
I feel like I take some stuff from Lee sometimes too, and I take stuff from Travis. I mean, I taught Travis's music for like 6 indoor seasons, and I'm, I just have that. This is the most recent thing I taught, and I don't know. That year at Carolina Crown was really formative, so I still take things from there too. Obviously, nothing was as many years as it was under Paul, but I mean, I like to think I take something a little bit from everywhere.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
it's a sum of the parts.